If you are hearing this, it is not by accident. Your soul has been led here. A greater order has guided your steps, and this moment has been written into the silent script of your destiny. You may think you clicked a video. In truth, the video has called you. The words you are about to hear are the chime of a divine clock striking at the exact hour appointed for your breakthrough. Life is not chaos. There is an order, a rhythm, a sacred orchestration moving unseen, and right now, that order is whispering through these words. Every delay you have endured, every prayer you thought was unanswered, every night you wondered if the heavens were silent, they were not wasted. They were aligning, they were preparing. The silence was not neglect, it was divine timing. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that nothing truly yours can ever be withheld from you. What belongs to you is bound to you by divine law. No force, no person, no circumstance can keep it away, and if something has not yet appeared, it is not because you are forgotten. It is because the sacred clock has not yet struck, but now it has. That is why you are here. Picture it. Imagine a vast cosmic clock tower, each gear turning with precision, each movement exact, each second perfect. The hands move not one breath too early, not one breath too late. And now the chime sounds, the bell rings, the door to your breakthrough creaks open, and light begins to pour through. This light is not new, it has always been prepared for you. What is new is your awareness that it is already in motion. You have thought of yourself as waiting for change, waiting for signs, waiting for permission. But this moment is not about waiting, it is about stepping. You are not outside your breakthrough, knocking and pleading for entrance. You are already inside the unfolding of it. You are already in the current. You are already in the blessing. Aang's motion. Let that sink deep. Let it shift something within you. You are not a seeker scrambling in the dark. You are the chosen one hearing the divine signal. The universe is not against you. It has been working with you, carrying you, weaving the threads of your life into a pattern you could not yet see, and now the tapestry begins to reveal itself. Say these words aloud and feel them vibrate in your spirit. My breakthrough blessing is already in motion. I align with it now. Again, my breakthrough blessing is already in motion. I align with it now. This is not affirmation for the future. It is declaration of the present. It is truth spoken into form. Every time you say it, the gears of the sacred clock move, the door widens, the light grows stronger. Every word you speak is a step into alignment. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing before a door. It is heavy, ancient, carved with symbols you cannot fully understand. For a long time it has been closed. But now, as you place your hand on the handle, it begins to shift. Slowly it opens. A warm flood of light rushes out, wrapping around you like a promise. You step inside. You do not beg for permission. You do not question if you are worthy. You belong here. This is your appointed place. This is your moment. The divine orchestra is playing, and you are the note that was always meant to sound at this precise measure. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Every detour was part of the map. Every silence was part of the song. Every delay was part of the timing. And now the music swells, carrying you forward. You may feel fear. You may feel doubt. That is natural. But let the fear know that it no longer commands you. Let the doubt know that it no longer defines you. The signal has been given. The gates have opened. You are walking in a different light now. Whisper within yourself. I am no longer waiting. I am receiving. I am no longer questioning. I am trusting. I am no longer outside. I am inside my divine breakthrough. Take a deep breath. Release the old story of being stuck, forgotten, or delayed. Breathe in the new story, the one that says you are chosen, aligned, and already moving in the current of your blessing. This is the sacred urgency of the hour. Not to rush, but to recognize, not to grasp, but to allow, not to fight, but to align, because when the divine clock strikes, nothing can hold you back, and beloved soul, the bell has already rung. From this moment on, carry this awareness with you. Walk as one who knows the door is open. Speak as one who knows the blessing is in motion. Think as one who has already stepped into the light. The world responds to your inner posture, and today, your posture has shifted. Say it again, with faith, with finality, with fire. My breakthrough blessing is already in motion. I align with it now. And as these words leave your mouth, know that they are not merely spoken. They are released into law. They are planting themselves in the soil of the universe. They are calling forth the unseen into the seen. You are not waiting for your breakthrough. You are awakening inside of it. If you are listening right now, your spirit is ready to hear what many never discover. The reason so many plead, struggle, and wait endlessly for their breakthrough is not because God has denied them. It is because they are unknowingly standing in their own way. They are holding the blessing back with clenched hands when heaven has already placed it at the door. There is a hidden law, a sacred current that governs every breakthrough. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the law of non-resistance. This law declares that what belongs to you does not come by struggle, but by release. Your blessing cannot be forced into existence. It can only be allowed. Think of the times you tried to push something into being. You begged, you worried, you forced. But the more you strained, the further it seemed to slip away. Resistance creates delay. Resistance is a wall you unknowingly build between yourself and your answered prayer. The moment you surrender, the wall dissolves. The moment you release, the blessing rushes forward like water freed from a dam. This is why surrender is not weakness but strength. To let go is not to lose control, but to align with the greater control of God's perfect timing. Picture a river. Imagine the heavy stones stacked across its path, blocking the flow. The water presses and builds. The pressure grows. It feels like nothing is moving. Yet the river does not fight. It does not resist. It simply keeps flowing. And in the exact right moment, the stones shift, the wall collapses, and the current bursts through with unstoppable force. That is what your breakthrough looks like. It may appear delayed, but it is never denied. The blessing is pressing against the barrier of your resistance. The moment you release your grip, the river of divine good pours into your life. Resistance whispers in the language of fear. What if it never happens? What if I am left behind? What if I am not enough? But release answers with divine truth. What is mine is already on its way. What belongs to me cannot be lost. What God ordains cannot be withheld. This is the shift that accelerates everything. You stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop demanding life to move faster, and you step into a higher knowing. What is for me will not pass me. My part is not to force, but to align. So let your heart say it now. Let your spirit echo the affirmation of freedom. I release all resistance. What is mine flows to me with ease. Speak it again, not as empty words, but as a key unlocking your inner gates. I release all resistance. What is mine flows to me with ease. And as you speak, imagine yourself sitting by a river at dawn. The sky soft with golden light. The water gliding past you, steady, unhurried, eternal. See the water kissing the rocks, shaping them, breaking through them without struggle. See how it flows around obstacles instead of colliding with them. This is the wisdom of the law of non-resistance. You do not fight your way into blessing. You flow your way there. Feel the peace in this vision. Feel how your body softens when you stop pushing. Feel how your chest opens when you no longer grip the outcome with fear. This is the divine art of letting go, not into emptiness but into fullness, into the certainty that God's orchestration is more perfect than your plans. Ask yourself with sacred honesty, where in my life am I still resisting what God is trying to give me? Is it in the way I doubt my worth? Is it in the way I cling to what has already ended? Is it in the way I repeat old fears instead of declaring new truths? Write it down, put pen to paper and expose resistance where it hides, for when you name it, it loses its grip. When you confess it, you reclaim power. Now, reframe it with words of release. If resistance said, I don't know if I can trust, your release will say, God has never failed me. I surrender this fear. If resistance said, I must make this happen, your release will say, I rest in divine timing. What belongs to me arrives without struggle. If resistance said, I am not worthy, your release will say, I am a child of God. Worthiness is my birthright. This is not passive waiting, this is active alignment. When you let go of resistance, you make room for divine movement. When you open your hands, heaven places gifts in your palms. Do not mistake stillness for nothing happening. Beneath the soil, roots are spreading. Beneath the surface, waters are rising. Beneath the silence, a divine orchestra is tuning its instruments. The music of your breakthrough is already prepared. The conductor is waiting only for you to stop covering your ears with worry and listen. Release turns chaos into order. Release turns delay into acceleration. Release turns struggle into flow. So today, whisper this prayer with me. Spirit of God, I let go. I surrender my will for yours. I trust your timing. I trust your wisdom. I step aside, and I allow the river of divine good to carry me forward. As you breathe out this prayer, imagine the stones of fear lifting from your river. See the water rushing through. Hear the sound of breakthrough as the current carries you into a wider, freer, brighter place. This is the hidden law many never learn. You cannot wrestle your way into what God has written for you. You can only align, release, and allow. The blessing is already moving towards you. The river is already flowing. The more you relax, the faster it comes. So the question is not when will it happen. The question is, am I resisting or am I allowing? And the moment you choose allowing, the moment you choose trust, you shift from waiting for breakthrough into living inside it. Your life does not unfold by force. It unfolds by divine flow. Step into that flow now, and watch resistance fall away like shadows before the rising sun, because in truth, your breakthrough is not waiting to begin, it is waiting for you to let it in. The greatest mistake so many souls make is believing nothing is happening simply because nothing is visible. Yet every miracle begins underground, hidden from the eyes, wrapped in silence. Think of a seed pressed deep into the soil. To the impatient eye, it appears forgotten, buried, lifeless. But within, roots are spreading, foundations are being woven, life is moving in secret preparation. The absence of sight does not mean the absence of progress. The silence is not a void, it is sacred construction. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that every word we speak is a seed planted in the fertile ground of the subconscious. Whether words of faith or fear, they cannot remain dormant forever. They must take root, grow, and eventually appear in form. If you have spoken words of truth, declared your desire with faith, and released it into divine hands, then the seed has already been sown. Do not curse the ground by digging it up in doubt. Do not call yourself barren when life is already beneath the surface. So many fall into despair because they demand proof before the season is ready to reveal. They beg, they plead, they question, where is my blessing? Why don't I see it yet? But spiritual law whispers back, look again, not with physical eyes but with the vision of the spirit. Just as the farmer does not hover over the soil in fear, you too must learn to wait with trust, knowing unseen forces are doing what only they can do. Your breakthrough does not begin the moment the blessing appears in your hand. It begins the moment the seed is spoken, the prayer is released, the intention is planted. From that instant, divine law goes to work, arranging, aligning, opening pathways. The form may not yet be visible, but the energy is alive. A hidden seed does not announce itself with trumpet sound, yet the potential it carries could feed nations. Think of this, a single seed carries within it the possibility of a forest. What looks small, what looks insignificant, already contains multiplication beyond your imagination. The same is true for your blessing, the job offer, the open door, the divine connection. It may begin as a whisper, as a flicker, as a nudge in your spirit. Do not dismiss the small beginning. Do not despise the hidden phase, for the seed is not less than the tree. It is simply the tree in a different form. You may be walking through a season where everything feels still. The bills are still on the table. The body still aches. The relationship still feels uncertain. And yet, beneath the appearance of lack, the seed of breakthrough has already been planted. Heaven does not operate on delay, only on timing. The invisible stage is not punishment, but protection, allowing your blessing to grow roots strong enough to last. Here is the sacred affirmation for this moment. I trust the unseen. My seed of blessing is alive and growing. Speak it with the certainty of one who knows the soil is not empty but full. Speak it until your heart begins to soften, until the tension leaves your chest, until you feel the quiet assurance of divine order. Close your eyes for a moment. See yourself holding a seed in the palm of your hand. But this is no ordinary seed. It glows with divine light, warm and alive. Within this small form exists the blueprint of an entire forest. As you gaze at it, you realize it already contains the tree, the branches, the shade, the fruit, the generations it will nourish. You place it into the soil of your life and cover it with trust. You step back in gratitude, not because the tree is visible, but because you know it is inevitable. This is how you begin to see differently. This is how you walk by faith and not by sight. You no longer demand proof from the outer world. You recognize the inner confirmation. The soul's compass points you to what is already set in motion. The silent gate of destiny has opened, even if your physical eyes see only darkness. So here is your daily practice. Each morning before you rise, whisper gratitude for what you cannot yet see. Thank God for the blessings in progress. Thank the divine for seeds alive beneath the soil. Say quietly, I give thanks that my blessing is unfolding now, in perfect ways, at perfect time. Gratitude is water for the seed. It nourishes what is hidden until it can no longer remain concealed. If you find yourself doubting, if fear tries to convince you that nothing is happening, return to the image of the glowing seed. Return to the truth that silence does not mean stagnation, and waiting is not wasting. Instead of asking, when will it come, begin to declare, it has already begun. Instead of thinking, nothing is changing, affirm, everything is moving on my behalf. The hidden law of growth is this: what is sown must grow. The subconscious does not lose C.D. The divine does not misplace prayers. What is spoken in truth, what is planted in faith is already alive. Your role is not to force, not to pry open the soil before its time, but to hold steady in trust, watering with gratitude, resting in certainty. Recognizing the seed of your blessing is recognizing that your breakthrough has already started. You are not waiting for it to begin, you are waiting for it to reveal, and the one who trusts the seed will never be left barren. As we continue this journey, hold this truth: your unseen blessing is not uncertain. It is alive, it is moving, it is multiplying, and soon, what has been hidden will stand before you in full bloom. There is a language your soul already knows, a language not made of grammar or letters, but of vibration, rhythm and command. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the law of the word. She declared, your word is your wand. The wand does not argue, it does not hesitate, it simply creates according to the hand that directs it. And so it is with your life. Your words are not idle. Every sentence you whisper, every phrase you repeat, every declaration you throw into the unseen is seed and substance. They are invisible architects shaping visible walls. But here is where the struggle begins. Most people sabotage their own construction site. They ask for abundance, yet complain about lack. They pray for healing, yet rehearse their pain. They call for love, yet speak loneliness into the air. This is why so many remain trapped in cycles they long to escape. The soil of their life is not barren, it is fertile, but it is fertile with whatever words are planted within it. Imagine a gardener who curses their soil. Each morning they walk into the field and mutter, nothing ever grows here, this land is useless, it will never bring forth fruit. Day after day their breath becomes a poison to the ground. How foolish would that gardener seem? And yet, is this not what many do with their own lives? How many times have you spoken, I'm stuck, it's not working, I'll never see my breakthrough? Yasi. A word is like salt poured on the soil of your destiny. The divine law does not mock you, it simply returns to you what you send into it. This is the law of substitution. Every time you are tempted to speak fear, you may replace it with faith. You cannot serve two masters, and you cannot water both weeds and flowers. You must choose. When your mouth wants to say, it's impossible, stop and substitute. With God all things are possible. When the old voice rises with, I am too late, substitute it with, divine timing is never late. My good arrives right on time. Words are not suggestions to the universe. They are commands. They are golden keys turning in unseen gates. Each phrase spoken in alignment with truth swings open a silent door you did not even know was there. I can't, locks the gate. I can and I will, unlocks it. I am stuck, chains the door. I move in divine flow, dissolves the chain. Your life is a reflection of the words you are brave enough to speak. So let me speak directly to your heart. I know you have prayed. I know you have waited. I know you have wondered why the blessing has not yet arrived. The answer may be hidden in your own tongue. Your word is either your liberator or your captor. The law does not bend. What you declare with conviction becomes the order stamped on the scroll of destiny. Listen carefully. You cannot casually joke about your struggles and then expect divine strength to move mountains. You cannot repeat, "I'm broke," as a melody and then expect the symphony of wealth to play for you. The divine orchestra plays the sheet music you hand it. If you keep handing it songs of despair, you will not hear a song of triumph. But here is the miracle. At any moment you can begin a new song. At any moment you can reverse the pattern. The law of substitution is mercy itself. It does not hold you hostage to yesterday's words. The moment you speak differently, the soil begins to respond differently. You need not undo the past. You simply plant new seed today. Speak after me, and feel the vibration move through you. I speak life. I speak abundance. I speak divine timing. Let these not be empty syllables, but rivers of power flowing from your chest. Say it again slowly, as if engraving truth upon your own subconscious. I speak life. I speak abundance. I speak divine timing. Do you feel the shift? That is no coincidence. That is alignment. When you speak words drenched in faith, your entire being vibrates differently. You begin to see the world with spiritual eyes instead of physical ones. You begin to treat delay not as denial, but as divine orchestration. You begin to walk with a new confidence because you realize that every phrase you utter is a decree written in the unseen. Now close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your words as golden keys in your hand. Each time you speak a word of faith, you insert a key into a hidden lock. You turn it, and a gate creaks open. Behind one gate, your provision waits. Behind another, your healing. Behind another, the relationship, the opportunity, the dream. Do not leave the gates closed with careless talk. Every key matters. Every turn shifts something in the invisible realm. The practice is simple, but it requires devotion. 3 times a day, pause whatever you are doing and declare, "My blessing is already in motion, and it reaches me now." Say it in the morning, as sunlight rises over the horizon. Say it at midday, when fatigue tries to whisper doubt. Say it at night, as your body rests but your subconscious continues its work. These are not mere phrases, they are divine commands instructing unseen forces to align with your highest good. Do not be surprised when old habits resist. The tongue is trained by years of careless repetition. But every time you correct it, every time you substitute fear with faith, every time you speak blessing instead of curse, you are reprogramming the soul's compass. Soon, your tongue will flow naturally with the language of be. React through, and when you hear yourself declaring truth without effort, you will know, the gates are already opening. The blessing you prayed for is not delayed. It is unfolding, accelerated by your own command. Remember this eternal principle. Your tongue is the steering wheel of your destiny. Where it turns, your life will follow. Guard it, guide it, use it as the divine instrument it was created to be. The seed has been planted in earlier silence. Now the word waters it. Each affirmation is a gentle rain. Each declaration is warm sunlight. Do not curse your soil again. Bless it daily. Honor it with words that build instead of break. For what you speak is not empty air, it is the very breath of creation moving through you. Your word is your wand. Wield it with reverence, wield it with courage, wield it with joy, for every phrase is prophecy and every sentence is shaping tomorrow. And so we step forward, carrying this sacred awareness. The language of breakthrough is not future, it is present. It is here, in your own mouth. Speak it, and the unseen will bow to the sound of your decree. There is a moment every soul encounters on the path of manifestation. It is the moment when desire is declared, prayers are spoken, affirmations are made, and then silence follows. The outer world does not shift immediately, and the mind begins its restless questioning. But when? But how? Why not now? This inner dialogue is the greatest thief of blessings. Doubt is the shadow that whispers delay, even when divine order is already moving unseen. I want you to hear me clearly. Your doubt does not mean God has abandoned you. It simply means the mind has forgotten what the soul already knows, that the unseen is building, that the divine architect is at work. Imagine a grand cathedral being constructed. You walk past the empty land and see only dust. You wonder, where is the promise of the Masam structure? Yet behind closed gates, artisans are shaping stone, wood, and glass. The blueprint exists, the design is exact, the foundation is laid. Though your eyes see emptiness, the reality is already in motion. This is how the law of divine timing works. God's clock does not tick according to human impatience. His time is perfect, not rushed, not delayed. The sacred hour is chosen long before your question is asked. To resist this timing is to fight against the current of the river. To trust it is to rest in the arms of certainty. Your mind may cry out, when will it happen? But your spirit is wiser. It knows to answer, it is already happening. That single reframe is not a trick of words, it is a command of alignment. Doubt collapses, faith rises, energy shifts. Let us practice this shift now. Breathe in deeply, feel the tension of impatience leaving your body. With every exhale, surrender the demand to know the exact hour. With every inhale, receive the truth that the blessing is already prepared. Speak this with me. I rest in divine timing. What is mine is on the way. It cannot be late. It cannot be denied. It belongs to me, and it finds me at the perfect hour. Every time you speak this, you silence the storm of the doubting mind. You tune your inner ear to the divine orchestra where every note is perfectly placed. Now let us use a sacred visualization. Close your eyes and see before you a vast celestial clock, its hands shining like gold. This clock does not measure human minutes. It measures divine order. Watch as the hand moves steadily, not too fast, not too slow, and then see it strike the precise moment when your blessing arrives. Feel the joy of that hour echoing in your chest. Know that it is already scheduled, and nothing can move it off its track. This vision is not fantasy. It is the soul's reminder that your destiny has a divine appointment. But I want to give you a tool to anchor this even deeper. Take your journal and write a letter not from your present self, but from your future self. Write as if the blessing has already arrived. Begin with gratitude. I am so grateful that I now stand in the reality I once prayed for. Everything unfolded in divine timing. It came with ease, and it came with perfection. Describe the details of what you see, how you feel, what has changed. Let your pen move freely, as if you are walking in that future. Why is this powerful? Because the subconscious does not argue with imagination. When you write from your future, you step into the vibration of fulfillment. The mind stops asking when, because the soul begins to feel now. Every time doubt creeps in, return to this practice. Read your letter, breathe the words, visualize the celestial clock, and speak the affirmation, I rest in divine timing. What is mine is on the way. Beloved soul, hear this truth. The blessing is not waiting for permission. It is already being delivered. Your role is not to chase it, but to align with it, to trade impatience for trust, to exchange worry for rest, and as you rest, you become magnetic. The very energy of your surrender draws the blessing closer. This is the paradox of divine law. What you release flows faster, and what you clutch in fear moves further away. So today, make the inner shift. Step out of doubt, step into faith. Let your words be calm, your heart steady, your spirit open. For the architect is building, the blueprint is complete. The hour is marked on heaven's clock, and when the moment strikes, it will not be almost, it will not be partial, it will not be delayed, it will arrive whole, radiant, perfect, and right on time. Now let us continue deeper, for the journey does not end in timing. The next step is learning how to embody the vibration of receiving so fully that nothing can stand between you and what has already been written for you. There comes a moment on the soul's journey when waiting transforms into welcoming, when the heart no longer asks, will it come, but begins to declare, it is already here. That moment is the gateway where blessing begins to flow. Blessings are not stumbled upon by accident, they are drawn, tuned, and received by those who align with the invisible current of divine order. And now it is time for you to step fully into that current. Think of your life as a divine receiver. When a radio is out of tune, the signal is lost in static. But when you adjust the dial, even by a fraction, the frequency comes alive, and the music flows clearly. The blessings of God are already playing in the divine orchestra. They are not absent, they are not delayed, they are simply waiting for your inner receiver to tune itself to the right frequency. How do you tune in? You begin with practice, not a heavy, burdensome duty, but a light, joyful practice that opens your spirit. Stand before your mirror each morning. Look into your own eyes, not with doubt, not with impatience, but with reverence. The mirror is not glass, it is a portal. It reflects not just your face, but your faith. Speak these words aloud. I welcome my breakthrough now. Feel each word strike the air like a key unlocking the invisible vault of heaven. Do not whisper it timidly. Speak with the calm authority of one who knows. For your words are seeds, and your reflection is the soil. Gratitude, too, is a sacred frequency. It is the magnet of miracles. The world teaches you to give thanks after something arrives, but Spirit teaches you to give thanks before, because gratitude is not a reaction, it is a declaration of trust. When you say thank you in advance, you announce to the universe that you are already carrying the gift in unseen form, and the unseen always precedes the seen. So practice this. Wake up and give thanks not only for what you can touch, but for what is still invisible. Thank God for the door that is already opening, though you cannot yet see the handle turn. Thank Him for the financial provision already written into your future. Thank Him for the healing, the relationship, the opportunity that is now stepping into form. Each thank you is a beacon, drawing the blessing closer, until what was hidden becomes visible. Florence Scovel Shinn taught a principle that must become your living truth. Faith knows it has already received, not will receive, not might receive, already received. Faith does not beg, faith does not bargain, faith celebrates as though the answer has already been delivered. Close your eyes for a moment, imagine yourself holding what you once only desired. Feel it, sense its weight in your hands, see the colors, the textures, the details. Let your body respond with joy as though it is done. That joy is not fantasy, it is frequency, and that frequency is how you receive. Now let me guide you into a sacred affirmation sequence. Speak each line slowly, let it reverberate inside your soul. I am tuned to the frequency of my blessing. I walk in the current of divine provision. My words shape the channels through which my good flows. I welcome abundance, health, and joy now. What is mine by divine right is unfolding in perfect order. Say these not as a chant of desperation, but as a melody of certainty. Each statement is a tuning fork aligning your heart with heaven's design. And now, I invite you into a visualization. Close your eyes again, and see yourself standing at the edge of a golden stream. The water glows as though liquid sunlight flows before you. This is the stream of blessing, the eternal current carrying gifts with your name upon them. Step into it. Feel the warmth surround your ankles, then your knees, then rise to your heart. Imagine the stream carrying toward you wrapped treasures, opportunities, breakthroughs, answered prayers all gliding on the current. They are not rushing past you, they are moving toward you. Stretch out your hands and receive. Feel the flow. Let your spirit whisper, yes. This visualization is not imagination, it is activation. Each time you enter that golden stream in your mind, you rewire your subconscious to believe and to allow. And the subconscious, once aligned, cannot resist bringing into form what it has accepted as true. Here is a tool you can practice tonight. Before bed, take a journal and write down 3 blessings already in motion. Not 3 blessings you hope for, 3 blessings already in progress. Perhaps it is the unseen job interview already being scheduled, the financial opportunity quietly preparing itself, the friendship that is drawing nearer. Write them down as though you are recording a fact, for in spirit, they are facts. By writing them, you anchor the invisible into your conscious awareness. Each night, as you repeat this, your mind will begin to shift. Instead of seeing what is missing, you will start to notice what is moving. Instead of asking when, you will whisper, now. Instead of doubting, you will thank. And that shift is the very lever that moves blessings from potential into manifestation. Understand this, activating the flow is not about force. You cannot push the river, you cannot demand the orchestra play faster. You must align, not strain. You must welcome, not wrestle. The law of non-resistance ensures that what you allow flows more swiftly than what you chase. When you rest in the frequency of joy, ease, and trust, you find that blessings arrive with surprising speed. So each day, align your receiver, look into the mirror and declare, I welcome my breakthrough now. Each day, lift your heart in gratitude for what is unseen but already unfolding. Each day, tune your inner frequency with affirmations of certainty, not longing. Each day, walk again into that golden stream in your imagination and feel the current of blessings carrying treasures toward you. Each night, write 3 blessings already in motion and seal them with thanksgiving. This is the rhythm of activation, a rhythm not of labor, but of alignment, not of fear, but of faith. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon you will not ask, is it coming? Assumption. You will simply live as though it is here, and then it will be. For the soul that activates the blessing flow is like a tree planted by rivers of living water. It bears fruit in its season, its leaves do not wither, and everything it sets its hand to prospers. That is the divine promise. That is your promise. Step into it, live from it, and watch the flow carry to you everything written in heaven's design for your life. And as this flow grows stronger within you, you will notice something even more profound. Blessings will not only come to you, they will begin to flow through you, touching lives, uplifting others, and multiplying joy. For the divine current does not stop with one soul, it expands, it overflows, it blesses without end. And now, as you feel this flow moving in your spirit, you are prepared for the next step, to understand the greater purpose behind the blessing, the reason it seeks you, and the higher calling it is designed to fulfill. For blessings are not the end, they are the beginning of a larger divine story. Beloved soul, we have journeyed together through the inner chambers of divine law, through the rivers of faith, through the landscapes of your unspoken prayers, and now we arrive at the holy moment of closure, which is not an ending at all but a beginning. The atmosphere around you has shifted. The frequency of your being is no longer what it was when you first opened your heart to these words. You have been lifted, you have been tuned. And now, it is time to seal this journey with a declaration that cannot be broken, shaken, or reversed. If you are reading this, your breakthrough blessing is already in motion. No man, no fear, no delay can stop it. This is not a hope, this is not a wish, this is law. The divine orchestra has already struck the opening note of your victory song. The silent gate of destiny has opened its hinges, and what was once locked away from you now comes rushing toward you. Every moment from here forward carries the fragrance of answered prayer. Take a breath with me now, not a shallow breath, but one that reaches the core of your being. Inhale, and as you do, imagine drawing in golden light, the light of certainty, the light of faith, the light of divine completion. Hold it for a moment in your chest, and then release it slowly, as if you are exhaling the final remnants of doubt. Let that breath be the whisper of release. Now say with me quietly but firmly, if I am reading this, my breakthrough blessing is already in motion. Feel those words press against the inner walls of your soul. They are not just sound, they are living codes. Each syllable rearranges the unseen, calling into order what was once scattered. The power of the tongue, as Florence Scovel Shinn declared, is no metaphor, it is law. Words spoken with faith create the framework of tomorrow. Picture yourself now standing before a wide-open divine gate. Beyond it stretches a path bathed in golden light. This is not imagination, it is revelation. That gate is the threshold of answered prayers. See yourself stepping forward. Notice the way the ground feels firm under your feet, as if all of creation has been waiting to carry you across. On the other side of that gate, abundance is not delayed, it is flowing. Healing is not postponed, it is unfolding. Peace is not temporary, it is eternal. Pause here. Do not rush past this vision. Let yourself truly walk through. As you do, allow the old garments of struggle to fall from your shoulders. Release the cloak of fear. Drop the weight of doubt. Let go of the inner dialogue that once whispered, "What if it doesn't happen?" It has already happened in the unseen. Faith knows it has already received. You are simply stepping into alignment with what was prepared before time began. I invite you now to speak this sacred affirmation aloud. My breakthrough blessing is in motion. Again, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. And once more, with the full authority of your soul, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. Feel the shift in your energy as these words leave your lips. They are not empty, they are not hollow, they reverberate through the spiritual atmosphere, calling angels to attention, aligning circumstances, softening hearts, moving mountains that once looked immovable. Beloved, this is not the moment to ask, when, or how. The law of non-resistance teaches us to release those questions, for they are born of fear. Instead, surrender to the knowing. The divine current is carrying you. You need not paddle in exhaustion. Simply allow, simply flow. The river of blessing has already claimed you. For the next 14 days I call you into a sacred practice. Each morning, before the noise of the world has entered, place your hand on your heart, look into the mirror of your own eyes, and declare with unwavering certainty, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. Speak it until the words stop sounding like words and start feeling like truth. Speak it until your cells remember. Speak it until your atmosphere bends around the vibration of your faith. This 14-day spoken challenge is not a ritual of repetition, it is an initiation into certainty. Every time you speak it, you are chiseling away at the old story of delay, poverty, fear, and lack. You are engraving a new decree onto the tablet of your subconscious. You are reminding your soul's compass of the true north of your destiny. And when resistance rises, as it sometimes will, remember the law of substitution. Replace every fearful thought with this divine declaration. If your mind whispers, it's taking too long, you answer, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. If your heart says, what if it never comes, you reply, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. If circumstances mock you with contradiction, you stand firm and declare again, my breakthrough blessing is in motion. Let these words become your shield. Let them be the sword with which you cut down doubt. Let them be the melody you hum in silence, the rhythm that carries your steps, the anthem that escorts you into the new. Close your eyes for a moment now. Feel the joy that comes when you know you cannot lose. Imagine your life 6 months from now, looking back at this very moment as the turning point. See yourself smiling, remembering that this was the day the blessing took root. This was the day the shift was sealed. This was the day you chose certainty over fear. Can you feel the celebration? Heaven is not silent about your life. There is rejoicing already taking place in the unseen. You may not hear the music with your ears, but your spirit recognizes it, the symphony of completion, the song of fulfillment, the chorus of promises kept. Beloved soul, I remind you of this truth. This message did not find you by accident. It has reached you by divine appointment. The same hand that wrote your destiny has guided your steps to this very word. There is no coincidence, there is only orchestration. So let us close together, not in ending, but in sealing. Take one final breath of faith. Exhale the residue of the old, and now, declare once more with me, if I am reading this, my breakthrough blessing is already in motion. No man, no fear, no delay can stop it. Carry this declaration as you would carry sacred fire. Speak it, live it, breathe it, for it is not only a statement, it is a prophecy fulfilled, and so it is.